I just watched the second best horror game adaptation into a movie ever. The first one being Iron Lung. I don't think anything could top that. But this movie, man, let me tell you, this was a good movie. I love the movie. I'm sorry if you could hear that. That's a air conditioner. This was a good movie. Like Iron Lung was a 10 out of 10 for me. It's not for everyone. It can be seen as boring if you don't have Subway Surfers at the bottom of the screen. I get that. Like I loved that movie. This is a very close second. This is a very close second. For those who wanted to go and watch it, go ahead and watch it. I will be spoiling the movie a little bit. So if you don't want to get spoiled for the movie, go ahead, click off this video, go watch the movie for yourself. It's really good. I loved it. Now it's not like it's gonna like change your life or anything. It's nothing like that. But it was just it's a solid 8 out of 10. You know, I didn't mean that as a pun. That was my bad. But this movie was just so good. So I'm gonna explain the plot real quick. I'm sure you already know the plot, but I'm gonna explain it anyway for those who don't. Exit 8. You are a man. You are trapped in a subway station, well, as like a hallway of sub for a subway station, and you have to get out. You have you need to if you spot an anomaly, you need to go backwards. If everything looks fine and completely normal, you head forward. You got to do this until the yellow sign on the right, uh, the left reaches the number 8, and when you turn the corner, there will be a set of stairs leading downward, and then you are home free. This movie changes that. And I just got to say, off the bat, the set is 1 to 1 with the video game. And that is so impressive that they did that. It looks so good, so clean, and even the actor for the guy who walks past you looks exactly like him. Like it's crazy. But this is of course the main character obviously has a story, you know. It's not like a straight up horror film. I would say. I don't even think I would count Exit 8 as a horror game, to be honest, and that's probably gonna stir some people wrong. But name one thing that scared you about that game. I dare you. But but the story is spoilers for the way. By the way, for those who still want to watch it without spoilers, again, click off. The story is that this is a man who is now becoming a father. This is a very nervous man becoming a father. His ex is currently in the hospital. She's pregnant and she's going to have a baby soon. This man is in the subway when he gets the call. And of course, you know, he's still trying to make the decision of whether he wants to go or not, whether he wants to be a dad, you know. And this is a common theme throughout the whole movie. Of course, he like as he goes, he gets stuck in the subway at the exit 8 thing, the hallways, and this is when the movie starts. And of course, he gets like every single one wrong until he finally realizes what the fuck is going on. That there's a sign that says if there's anomalies, turn back. If there's no anomalies, head forward. So it's all kind of boring, you know. I wouldn't say boring. It's just kind of like all just filler up until the boy comes. You know, there's a little boy who the man eventually sees and says that's an anomaly, and he turns back, and it resets to 0. That boy was not an anomaly. That was another little boy who was lost in Exit 8. That was just a little boy who was lost in Exit 8. And then we switch perspectives to the man that walks past you in the video game, the guy in the white suit, the balding man in the white suit. He also apparently was along with this kid. Uh, And eventually, he gets to the ending where there's a set of staircases going up, well, a set of single staircase going upward. The false ending, the false freedom. And of course, the man is he goes up there, is thinking that he's free. The boy, uh, he refuses to go up there, and the man lets the boy go. The boy falls, and he has a little mark on his cheek. That means that the man with the white suit, happened first, because when we first see the boy, he already has that mark on his cheek, meaning that there's some sort of time thing going on. So, you'll see what I mean here in a second. When the boy goes back, when the boy goes back, when the boy goes back, the man. Well, I should have said this first, but during the balding man in the white suits run, there's actually a girl who walks past him instead of him. So that means the previous person who got lost in the exit 8 is that person who walks by you completely emotionless, which I thought was such an interesting take, and I actually really liked the take. Which it also kind of left me with a few questions, like what happens to the person when they get replaced? Do they just disappear forever? Are they just lost to time? Like, what happens to them? All that. And of course, when the boy goes backwards, he sees that the man in the white suit, balding, takes his place. And then he immediately turns around, and that's when he sees the main character. Now, the main character at this point has been in this room, these hallways, for about 30 minutes. That means, and the man's been seeing this balding white the man with the balding man in the white suit for the entirety of his time there. That means there is some sort of time thing going on. Now, this isn't really brought up, but there is definitely some time fuckness with it. Um, because the man's only been gone for about, I would say, a minute, and the main character has been in there for about 30. So, yeah. So eventually, fuck, I already forgot what happens. Okay, so eventually, they start going, and where the balding man with the white suit ignored the kid, um, and what the kid was staring at, the main character actually pays attention to the kid and says, "Oh, I missed that. Good job on you, kid." You know, acting like a dad. Which is kind of important to the story. So later on, they come across this woman, the ex of the main character, and suddenly the kid says, "I'm sorry, mom," meaning that there is a time paradox as well as time disillusion or whatever fuck. I don't know. But the kid tries to run towards the mom, and of course the man holds the kid back because that's a fucking anomaly, and eventually the kid passes out. And during the next stop, the man is sitting down, kid's head in his lap, waiting for him to wake up so they can continue. He doesn't want to drag a kid around for the whole thing because the kid has got an eye for anomalies. You know. Eventually, the kid starts to talk to him this time. Instead of staying fucking quiet. He's never spoken up to this point, by the way. We're like 50 minutes into the movie, I would say, maybe. But the kid's never talked, and then he's suddenly talking. He asks if he asks how he got down here, and the boy says he ran away on purpose. And he said that he wanted his mom to find him, and that he's never met his dad. And so suddenly the main character says, "My mom's that way too, and I've also never met my dad." This is never brought up, I guess they just have similar experiences, which is why he's so nervous to be a dad, is because he never had one in the first place. And I guess this is their way of saying, if you're not a dad, if you're too nervous to be a dad, then that's probably going to happen to your kid. They're going to be nervous to be a parent too, just like you are. And eventually, the when they continue on their way, and the dad and the main character says, "What do you want to do when you get out of here?" And the little boy says, "I want to eat a cheese pizza, extra cheese." And the man says, "Okay, I don't know what I want to do when I get out of here." And the boy hands him a seashell, and he says it's for good luck, and that's going to be a little bit important later in. So later on, the flood anomaly happens where there's an alarm, and then the flood of the water comes at you. You know the thing. If you haven't played Exit 8, then you don't get the thing. But either way, there's a large flood that's coming in. When they try to run away, the little boy trips. The man doesn't run away. He stays right where he is because he's worried about the kid. He doesn't want the kid to get killed or anything. He's worried. They both get swept away in the flood. Then we cut away to another scene. The ex and the main character with the little boy. And they're having a conversation. And the phrase "which is it" comes up a lot in the movie. You know, because the ex says that a lot to the main character, saying, "Which is it? Are you going to be a dad? Or are you going to be you going to abandon your family? That the one that you created?" And the little boy says, "Hey, Dad, come here," and then she turns to him and says, "Which is it? You going to go check on your kid? Or you going to stay here and do nothing?" And then they had a whole conversation, which I forget, but it wasn't really too important. But the kid comes over to the mom, and he says, "Hey, mom, look what I found." He gives her he holds out a seashell, and she says, "Wow, that's really pretty. You should keep it for good luck." And he immediately goes to the main character and says, "Have this. It's for good luck." And he doesn't take it. He doesn't take it, but he does play with his son. And we cut back, and they're at the beach. They were at the beach in that scene, by the way. And then we cut back to the flood. The flood's still going. The man saves the little boy by holding him up to one of those hanging signs in the hallway. Eventually, the flood stops. The man's swept away. He's nowhere to be seen. He's gone for now. The boy wakes up. Everything's fucked up. Water everywhere. He's wet as shit. And he eventually gets to the exit 8, and he leaves, he escapes, and he survives. The main character comes into frame. He is suspiciously dry for a man who's just been swept away in a flood. I just kind of want to say that. That's my only critique of the movie. The only thing that's really wet about him is his shoes, which go, squeaky. But the man does his routine check of all the things, making sure there's no anomalies around, all that. And he escapes. He gets out. Now, I should at this point point out that at the beginning of the movie, there was a man. He was on the subway. He was on a train, and there was a man who was screaming at a single mother with a crying baby, saying, "Man, you should shut that fucking baby up. All right, you're the mom. Quiet the fucking baby." And of course, everyone around him ignores it. Even he does. He puts his AirPods back in and continues listening to music. And this I just love how they did it. It was so good. But eventually, you know, Of course, the man escapes. He gets a call. He says he gets a call from his ex, and he says, I'm on the way right now. Stay where you are. I'm coming to the hospital." Because of course, he's been with this kid this whole time, and he realizes that he kind of likes being a dad. Kind of likes having a little kid around, you know? And he gets on the subway. He gets on the train. Same guy, same baby, same mom on the crowded train. Same yelling, "Shut that baby up. You're the mom. Make it be quiet." This time, it stays on him, staring forward for a solid 30 seconds. And then he turns, and then he walks in the direction of this man yelling, meaning that he confronted the man, and he's not nervous anymore. And then that's how the movie ends. I love this movie. It's I'm sorry. It was all calm up until that point. But I really loved this movie. You know, it was it's not like the greatest movie of all time, but it was really good. Definitely the second best horror game adaptation into a movie I've ever seen. First one, of course, being Iron Lung from Markiplier. But this movie was just so good. And if you made it this far, go watch it. It's all in Japanese though, so that's probably you're the only thing stopping you from doing it. It's all in Japanese, but you could turn on subtitles. That's what I did. It was just I loved this movie. It's just really good. I didn't think they'd be really be able to adapt a story into this video game, but they just did it so well. Like, even giving the guy who walks past you in the video game a backstory, kind of, it's just crazy how they did it, and it's really good. And the idea that the people who were previous you, who are lost, are now the person walking past you, is so interesting, and it's just really good. You know, I encourage you to go watch this film. I love this film. It's a solid 8 out of 10. And if you guys do enjoy this video, I might do some more movie reviews in the future because I watched 3 movies over my break on YouTube, my month break on YouTube or so. And I kind of felt like reviewing them, you know? It was anyway, back to Exit 8. This movie was good. The game itself is kind of repetitive, but the movie itself adapted the game so good, and it made a story real good, and it just went for it. It was again a solid 8 out of 10. That's my review of the movie. Of course, this is just my opinion. Of course, you may not like the movie, you may hate the movie so much, you may actually shoot me in the street for my opinion, but I just really like this movie, you know? The actor for the balding man was really good, and the main character's acting was really good. The kid actor did pretty good, you know, he tried. The actor for the ex, she's not on screen too much, so I can't really, you know, bump her too much, but whatever. But if you do have the time, it's an hour, 30 minutes, and I love this movie. I keep saying that. But this movie was really good. So if you have the time, I would recommend you go watch it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this Exit 8 review. I spent 20 minutes talking about this movie. Wow. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.